Hello everybody. First of all, before we get started today, I want to say that I miss you very much. I hope everyone's staying home, staying safe. But I'm pretty excited. I know that before we left, we talked a lot about this whole ice cream lab. So I thought it was only fair that I show you all how to do it. And maybe if you have stuff at home, you could try it out yourselves. But before we get started, I want to show you a few things. First of all, and most importantly, Mr. Smiley is here today. Don't worry, I know you all were worried sick. He's here. I went and got him, and he is happy. All right, he's happy seeing everyone just like I am. But welcome to my ice cream shop. And like I said earlier, we are going to be making some ice cream today. So I'm going to walk you through the steps. I'm going to show you what the finished product looks like, and we're going to talk a little science at the end of this all. So I have the ingredients laid out here. I'm going to make it for you, and then like I said, I'll send you this stuff home, this ingredients list and kind of these directions, and you can make it on your own. But first of all, starts off pretty easy. You just need a sandwich size Ziploc bag, and I'm going to add most of the ingredients into this bag. So the first thing I'm going to add to the Ziploc bag is some milk right here, and I have a cooler hidden back here. I know at school I keep all my food in little cabinets and stuff, but I have a cooler behind my little desk. And you're going to need a cup of milk, so I'm going to pour it into this measuring cup. And just like in science class, when we measure liquids, we got to find that meniscus, which is actually kind of tough with this liquid because you can't really see through it. But anyway, I'm going to add a cup of milk into the Ziploc baggie, just like this. There we go. And the next thing I'm going to add to the Ziploc baggie is some heavy cream. And like I said, I'm going to send home a list of this ingredient so you all can try it at home. But we're going to need 1/4 of a cup of heavy cream as well. And those of you that had family in consumer science have probably worked a little bit using these measuring instruments. I know it's not a graduated cylinder like we use in science class, but I'm going to pour that into here. All right. Next, and for me, most importantly, I'm going to add some sugar. I know you all probably like sugar. I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of sugar into this baggie. Just like that. And finally, today we're going to be making vanilla ice cream. So I am going to add some vanilla flavoring to this as well. All right, so once you have those ingredients in the bag, I'm going to seal it up. And to prevent any future ice cream from escaping, I'm actually going to put it into another Ziploc baggie just to be safe. All right, so before I move to the next step of this, I want us all to think about what we've been learning in science class. We've been talking a lot about the different states of matter. We're just finishing up chapter 2, talking about changes of states of matter. That's why we're doing this little experiment. Right now inside these Ziploc baggies, I have a liquid, all right? So we should be thinking about how those particles are moving inside of a liquid. And I know before we left school, that was what we've been talking about. And I know, like I said, I always use my hands to show you this. So in a liquid, those little molecules, those little particles, they're just sliding past each other, right? They're not stuck in one place. They're not moving independently. They're kind of just sliding past each other. So that's what's going on right now. All right, so in this baggie, I have a liquid. That's the state of matter we're working with right now. So the next step in transforming this liquid into a solid, because we know ice cream should be a solid, is to put it into a larger Ziploc bag. All right, so I'm going to put our creation, our little mixture here, into this Ziploc bag. And in order to change it to a solid, I need to get those particles to slow down. Like I was talking about, it's a liquid, so they're sliding past each other. I got to come up with a way to make those particles slow down and almost vibrate in place like they do in a solid. So the way we're going to do that is by removing energy from the liquid, all right? And when I say energy, we should think of heat, all right? We have to remove heat from that liquid to slow down those particles and eventually get them to stop, all right? So what I'm going to do to remove heat, kind of obviously, I'm going to add some ice. So let me just go back into my secret stash here. I have a bag of ice. I'll bring this thing out. And the more ice you can fit into this bag, the better, all right? So I'm going to fill it up with ice right now. Clean that off. The final thing we got to do, the final thing we got to add is some of this stuff. This is called ice cream salt. It's salt. It's a little bit bigger. I'll pull a couple pieces out. All right. So you want to pour some of this in as well. Now I'm going to seal up the bag. And I'm going to start the process that most people like the most. And that's basically spending about 10 to 15 minutes tossing this bag around. You want to mix it up, get that ice the whole way around our mixture in the middle, shake it, whatever you got to do. And you're going to realize this is going to get really cold. All right, so if you're going to do this at home, I recommend wearing some gloves or something. But you want to spend 10 to 15 minutes doing this. Before we move on, I want to talk about a few things that are going to happen when you're shaking this, all right? We have to remember why we're making ice cream. I know it's fun, all right? I know everyone wants to do it, but it relates to science class, all right? So we've been talking about the changes in states of matter. I want to change this from a liquid to a solid. And like I said, the way we're going to do that is by removing energy, all right? And there's a word we should have read about that means removing energy. And that word is an exothermic change. So what's happening right now is exothermic transfer, or an exothermic change. That means that energy is being removed from an object or from matter. All right, so right now that liquid is having energy or heat removed from it. If I were putting energy in, that would be endothermic. But in this case, we're having a change of state of matter happen because of an exothermic change. We're taking energy out, all right? So I would really like to stand here and talk for 15 minutes while I toss this bag around, but I'm not gonna do that. It might get a little boring. So I actually made another batch of ice cream earlier. I already spent the time shaking it. So I'm going to pull that out now. But this is the same thing. This is exactly what I just showed you. It's just been shaken. It's just been twisted around for 15 minutes. So what you do after you shake it around for that amount of time, we're gonna go in here and I'm gonna pull out that mixture again. All right, so this is the same mixture. And if you remember, it started as a liquid and we know that ice cream is not a liquid. So my goal was to change that into a solid. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up our Ziploc baggies and we're gonna hopefully have a solid in here, and that solid being ice cream. So it looks actually pretty good. So I'm gonna pour it out now and you're gonna see it kind of looks like ice cream. It has transformed from a liquid into a solid. All right, so there we go, we did it. We had an exothermic change happen. We changed a liquid into a solid and we made some ice cream. All right, now you guys can add whatever toppings you want. I'm a plain and simple guy. I'm just gonna dig into this plain simple vanilla ice cream. And let me tell you, this is the best ice cream I have ever had in my life. All right, you all can try your best, but I don't know if you'll beat Mr. Egger's ice cream because this is delicious. But anyway, that's how this works. I know I really wish I could be with all of you while we did this. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to make sure you have the instructions on how to make it, and maybe something you can do with your family at home. But anyway, I miss you guys so much. I hope you guys are having a really good time at home, spending some time with your family, staying safe, staying healthy. Mr. Smiley feels the same way. But thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.